Okay, thank you all for joining newcomers. We are about to start the lesson today. My name is Josema, and together with Morena, we are part of the customer success team at Customily. We are the host of these presentations, and we're going to show you the basics of the app. You'll be able to ask questions along the way, and we'll be answering them on the chat or at the end of the presentation. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, you'll probably wonder, what is Customily? Well, Customily is an app that installs on your e-commerce store and provides your shoppers with live previews of personalizable products. With Customily, your shoppers will be able to interact with options by typing texts, selecting fonts, colors, images, and even locations, as well as uploading their own pictures. Each interaction will show them live how the personalization will look on the finished product, enhancing the shopping experience and increasing your conversion rate. In this example we have of a long sleeve T-shirt, we have a Merry Christmas family design, and we can type any text or initial in this particular case and see how the preview changes live. Like this, you can modify, add, and text, and you can change fonts, colors, as well as interact with the variants of any product and see how the rest of the customization will adapt to your variant. Now, the way this works is that Customily will load a template and an option set in the front end of your store for each product. So within the app, you will have many tools to create these templates and these options. But that's not all. Apart from the live preview, Customily will take the personalization information from the orders you receive and create a printing file that's ready for you to take to whatever fulfillment machine you use and fulfill your products. So imagine how much time our tool is saving you. If you think back to the way you used to offer personalized products, how you had to collect the shopper's data, create proofs, wait for feedback, make corrections, and much more. All that time and effort has been reduced and automated with Customily's live preview and production files to make you work faster and easier. Now that we know that Customily is a great tool for your online store and that it will help you optimize the shopping experience of your visitors, we can start learning about the app itself. It's important that you approach it with some clear concepts about your business. I highly recommend you ask yourself some questions before starting. The first one is about the current status of your store. Will I be creating new products, either from an empty store or for a new collection in an existing store? Or will I be selling my existing products and turning them customizable? If you're working with existing products, you will use what we call Customily 1.0. With this, you will be creating templates from scratch and then linking them to your existing product, all from the app itself. The options that your shoppers will use will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about having to code anything. This direct way of using Customily is available for all e-commerce platforms that we integrate with, and you can see them on the slide, as well as any custom-coded store. Now, if you will be creating new products, more questions will pop up. For example, am I doing my own fulfillment, for example, with my own workshop or a local company? Or am I fulfilling with a known print-on-demand supplier? And then, do I have my own designs that will be personalized? Or will I be using pre-made designs from Customily? These two questions will be the entry point to use what we call Customily 2.0. This is our latest update and will allow you to create new listings more easily, faster, and better. This option is only available for Etsy and Shopify stores. So Within Customily 2.0, you will have 4 ways of creating new products. If you're working with known POD providers, you have 2 options. You can select a product from their catalog and then add an exclusive design that our illustration team has created for you. These are royalty-free designs and clip arts that you can freely use and manage. Or you can select a product from their catalog and use our design studio to create your own designs that can be personalizable. Now, on the other hand, if you're going to fulfill on your own, you have 2 similar options. You can automate processes by creating product bases, which are the product mockups of what you want to sell and will act the same way as the POD products. Then you can add a custom design to the product base or create your own custom designs in the design studio to use over your product base. Each time you combine a product base, whether it's from a POD catalog or your own, with a design, either from Customily's collection or your own, a new template is born and linked to a new listing that Customily automatically creates in your store for you. In the case of POD products, the listing will be connected to the POD using an API key. So each time there's a purchase, Customily can automatically send the print file for fulfillment. So more time-saving advantages. So let's dive into the app and see how does it work. When you access Customily for the first time, pay attention and complete the onboarding you will get, as it will help you answer many of the questions stated before. Then you can see the different sections of the app, and based on your answers, you can easily navigate through them. Here we are in the Start section. This is the 2.0 main interface, where you can create new products, either using POD suppliers or your own product bases. You also have a quick view of your designs collection and product base collection. If you check the left menu, you can see that these 2 collections have their own sections also. In the templates section, you'll be able to create new templates and also see all the templates created automatically with the 2.0 tools. This is the core section of the app, and you can rename, clone, delete, and edit any template. In the libraries section, you'll be able to upload your personal assets and organize them for quick access and use. You can create colors, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. And this is very important to remember because Customily is an asset manager, not an asset creator. Your images, designs, fonts, etc. will be created or purchased outside of the app. For example, you can create images in Canva, download them in JPG or PNG files, and then organize them in Customily's libraries for later use in templates and designs. The store section is where you can see all the products that exist in your store, and also you can manage and connect or disconnect products with their templates and option sets. As well as also you can manage a lot of settings that will help you customize the user experience on the front end of your store. The orders section is a new feature, and for now is only available for Shopify stores. Here you will get a register for all orders made using Customily with backup information about the personalization data selected, the preview, and the print file. Remember that on any e-commerce platform that you are integrated with Customily, you will still get the Customily information on the order dashboard of each e-commerce. This orders section in the app is a backup for you to keep the information organized. So now that we have a more clear idea of how to navigate over the app, let's create a product together. Today we're going to create this Merry Christmas Family Long Sleeve T-Shirt. we have selected this product from the Gelato POD catalog, and we are going to be creating our own design. So basically what we're going to be doing is using POD information about the product itself and using the Customily Design Studio to put together our desired artwork. Basically, our idea for artwork is this Merry Christmas design that has the letters, the star, the leaves, and the bell, as well as a small area for you to type the name. And the custom information we want to offer is actually an initial at the center and a name on the ribbon below. So it's always important to understand the design you want to create and which ones are the fixed assets and which ones are the customizable assets. Those customizable elements will be created in the Design Studio, and the fixed assets, the designs, the background, etc., will be just uploaded as part of the design. So if we want to create a new design, what we will do is go to our Start section, and we could just jump in to create new product. In this case, we are going to be picking a Gelato product. Now, if you notice this, some print-on-demand providers have automatic fulfillment indicated below. This means that if you have an account with them, you can retrieve the API key and integrate that in Customily. Quickly, I'm going to show you how it's done. You can click on the settings area here, and you will see 5 tabs, and you will go to the integrations tab. In here, you can see a drop-down menu that has all the POD providers we currently are integrated or integrating with at the moment. And I can pick, for example, Gelato, and click on the Enable Integration button. That will put on your list the Gelato integration, and you need to retrieve the API key of this particular POD. If you don't know where to find the API key, all you have to do is click on this link here, which will take you to a Help Center article that will guide you with clear and graphic instructions as to where to find the API key of any print-on-demand provider you need. So once you get your API key, just come back to Customily, paste it, and what will happen is that it will validate. Once validated, you just click Save Setting. It will go green, and that's it. It's now part of the integration. It's now part of your Customily account. You can click Start again to go to the beginning. And now I can create new product and pick Gelato, knowing that I have the API key for automatic fulfillment. When you click on any POD, you will see the catalog of the products integrated. More products are being added on a regular basis, and you can always request one, and we can see if it's API supported to integrate that to the collection. So if I were to pick or find by the list or typing in long sleeve, I can find that product, click on it, and see the available variants. I can just pick one at least and jump next, or I can pick all of them. Whatever I want to sell, I can pick it here as variants. Then click Next to jump to the part in which I select my design. I can create my own designs, which we are going to be doing now, but also I can pick from the Customily designs. And here is where you can find all our 250 plus designs that are available for you to use, modify, or just pick the characters, all the backgrounds, anything you want about this. You will find we have categories and we have a search bar, so you can check what's the topic, theme, or occasion you want to create your design with. But let's go back to the design. If I'm on the Start section, I can quickly click here to create a new design, or just go to the My Design collection to find the list of available designs when I start creating them. I'm going to create a new design, and when I get here, the first thing I get in the Design Studio to type the name. So we're going to call this the Live Session Christmas, family Christmas, create design. By default, our design studio will show you a big square canvas of 1 by 1 meter. You can always resize this to any proportion that will suit better your design and your end print product. So this canvas is for you to have a better guide. Right now, I'm happy with the square. So remember that our goal is to have our Merry Christmas design as something fixed and then add the custom elements like the text inputs. So yes, the first thing you need to do is to come up with this Merry Christmas design. I happen to have that already, and you can also use it later, because when we upload this video, you will have the assets available in the description. So in my case, because of the way I put together this Merry Christmas design, I have it as a vector. You can manage images and vector without any problem in Customily, and the only difference will be the quality of printing or the precision when it comes to certain type of printings. In this case, I have these tools available to play with. I can create text boxes, which is going to be one of our tools today, curved and straight. Within the text boxes, I can add multiple fonts and colors. I can create placeholders, images, and vectors depending on what our customers want, because when we click on a placeholder, it is the shopper, the one that will upload files into this object. Then we have street maps and star maps that are also customizable tools available for you to put together nice designs. And finally, we have the dynamic elements. Dynamic images is for you to load your own JPG or PNG creations, and also dynamic vectors are the same. So if I create a dynamic vector, for example, I can drag it anywhere I want, resize this any way I think I want, as well as rotate or whatever. And this is an empty object that I need to upload my own EPS files. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to browse through my computer until I find the Christmas design that I created. We're going to also be uploading a PNG version of this design, right? If you want to quickly adjust this to your canvas, there's a quick tool here called Fit to Canvas, and it's going to shape it up like that. Of course, I was playing around with the rotation, so whatever precise change you want to do, you can click on the Transform tab here and adjust this any way you want. Fit again, and this is our design ready to go. This is our background. So we're going to call this we're going to double click here and change this to background design, just so we know what we're talking about. We're going to lock this also so it doesn't move by accident when I'm trying to add more items. Now we need to start creating the customizable elements from our customers. So that is, for example, a text box. So I'm going to click here and it's going to create a floating around text box. You see, by default, we have a placeholder on A, right? And that's perfect because we need to know that there's a text here. Otherwise, it's just an empty box. So we're going to type in a letter. We can start adjusting this by fitting the box wherever we want, even aligning this to the middle of the center, perhaps like that, okay, or at least to the center, something like this. So it's fitting there, and then we center. That's perfect. And we have more tabs than we had before. Remember, in the dynamic vector, we only have 2 tabs with available tools to modify. Here we have more. We have the transform always, and we have character for the fonts and sizes, and color as well to input whatever color we want. In this case, if I open character, I can manage the size of this text available. Not only the maximum, but the minimum. Maximum size will be whatever you can fit in here or less. If I am to type in, I don't know, 1500, it's going to be as much as 460, not that big at all. So even if I type this maximum size, it will stop at some point. But if I keep typing and typing and typing, you see I reach the end of the box here, and I keep typing and typing and typing, and I will go so small that I will reach my minimum size. My minimum size right now is 15, and if I hold my button in the eye, I will see just how small it is. So we don't want this to be that small. In fact, we want this to be an initial. So we're just going to be typing one letter, and that's it. Also, we don't want this to have multiple choices, just one. We may want to put this as all caps, so we check this. And this is the standard size we can reach. We're going to change the font, and for that, you can upload your own fonts that you will click here and upload your font, for example, right? So I can find any fonts on my computer and add them to the database of my Customily account and find them here in the drop-down list. I already uploaded this, and it's called the Cottage Combine, like that. Yeah, that's better. So now I have this initial. My maximum size is 460, so I can just type in that. And if I don't want this to change at all, just keep the same size like that. And you can play around testing out. I recommend always testing out multiple images just to see, and texts just to see how they will look and perform. Check out certain characters that are known for being very wide. And I mean, you can test with this, but definitely this will be wider and this more. So I recommend playing around and looking for the worst case scenario to see if everything works. Now that we have this, this text field, right? We're going to create another text box in here. This text box will be round in the ribbon here. So I'm going to drag this and make sure it goes like this. I'm not seeing much as black, so one thing I can do is open the color tab and just click here to find the white and save it. And now my text here is white. Also very important, we're going to play around with the character here as well. Go for a big size. Actually, it's not going more than 197. And I'm going to find another font. Let's find any of this. Okay, I like this one, right? So right now I have this font and I can type something. I can type whatever I want as long as I have space. And again, it's going to start going smaller and smaller. And we don't want this, of course. So we need to control our minimum size again. So I'm just going to keep this and see if I can make it bigger, actually, because the box can be a bit bigger. But you see, as long as I have maximum size available, I can actually make it bigger. So if I make the box taller, I'll be able to fit as long as I have this. And this is too much for my taste, so I'm going to just keep it like that. So right now, this is 240 as the maximum size. And we're going to keep it like that, 240. And the minimum size could be 200. So I can actually keep typing and shrink a bit more. All right, I'm clicking and holding so I can see the minimum size I can reach if I keep typing. That's all we need to have with this particular text. We can make it all caps, but actually this particular font has all caps. Seems so. Okay, let's keep it like that with all caps. This is my minimum size, maximum size, my alignment, and of course the font itself. Now we kept this color white, but check this out. This letter is actually black. And if you recall, our product has black and white variants. So the black letter will show really nice, but when I go black, it will show dark and it's not going to be nice at all. It's not going to see at all. Now you see this one is getting white the moment I change my variant. And that's something we can do with Customily. For that, we need to have the both colors available in this particular text. So right now, if we have the first option to be the black, we can just pick the second option and make it white and save it. Now we have a color saved for position 2 and a color saved for position 1. And we are going to later play with this together with the variants. Right now, right now we don't have anything else to add to our particular design as it is. You see, it's once you have the background and once you have the text elements, it's really fast. You don't get to get into very complex stuff. As long as you have a clear idea of what you want and you know it's just a matter of a text field or an initial or whatever, you can put it up in Customily really fast. So I'm going to click on Save Design, and this is going to go straight to my collection. Now I can look for this when creating a new product. I'm back in the My Design section here, and it's going to be on the last page, of course. Yeah, here, Live Session Family Christmas. You see, by default, Customily creates the options. This is very important because you can always click here and edit the options. You have full control of what your customers will see and what your customers can interact with. In this case, we have this button here at the corner that says Preview Options, and you will see that actually you have 3 options. You have a text 2 that you can input something, right? Oh, wait, maybe we're going to put the A initial. And we have a text for this, color selection, and then we have a text 3 with the input your name. Now, how will the customer know that they have to input their initial here and the name here? We need to change this text too because it's not really nice. So if we click on the pencil here, we are going to locate in this part which one of this is actually this one. It's pretty easy here, but when you get a lot of options, you're going to be using this pencil a lot. Text 2 is the label. So we're going to change this to type your family initial. And we can scroll down to see that we have some other extra elements like, for example, a help text. So type only letters, right? So you see we have this help text so customers can better behave when or know the limitations when they are designing. The idea is that it is going to be super fast, like less than 1 minute personalization and checkout. We can have placeholders. So, for example, we can suggest a letter, and it's going to look like gray, or we can actually input something, and it will show straight on the preview. We're going to keep it like this. Another thing we can do in this setting of a text input is setting up the maximum length with the number of characters. This is an initial, so I recommend 1 character. And if we want to make it even more error prone, error safe, actually, we're going to restrict the input to just letters with no spaces. So you cannot type a number in here, right? Right now, I'm typing 8 and nothing is showing up. That's for the first text. Then we have the second text. So we click here. The second text will be simpler, like type your name. And we can set up a placeholder like, so it's suggesting, remember that if we remove this, it's going to say the placeholder. Number of characters, we can also limit this if we don't want characters to go, customers to go too far away. So let's go for, I don't know, 20 characters, like that. Finally, we have this color swatching. Basically, this will change the color of the initial, but we don't want customers to have control over this. Why? Because they could actually end up buying something white with a white letter or buying something black with a black letter. So we're going to locate this. And as we locate this, we have 2 choices. Either we delete this option or we hide it with the check here. I'm going to hide it just so I don't delete anything. We click on the titles to compress just to see that everything is working. This is the final option set, and we can save it. After we save it, everything is going back to normal. The design is there. The options have been optimized, and everything is ready to go to create the product. So let's go to the start. Let's create new product. Find Gelato. Find our long sleeve T-shirt, click it, and click on black and white, and also on all the sizes. Now let's click next at the bottom. And instead of picking our designs, Customily designs, we're going to pick our designs. So I access my design collection. Imagine this is empty, so it's going to show up at first. If not, it will be on the last page. And when I click here, you see Customily starts to work. It is now creating a new listing in my Shopify store. Can also be an Etsy store. Is creating an API connection between this new listing and Gelato so they can automatically fulfill. This will not create a product in Gelato. It's going to create the connection for special orders. That's very important to know. And more important, you see the spinning here. This is a new template. And the template is the exact combination of the design I created and the product base that Gelato sent over. So we have our design in the exact print area and size of Gelato, and we have the same design on the mockup of this POD. In fact, we can change the color of the T-shirt and see how the preview changes and the design stays. Now I'm going to click white again, and I'm going to play around with the options. For example, I'm going to use the suggestion and type W. It's going to show perfectly. And then I'm going to type here, we as well, capsule wheel, yeah, like that. So that's mine. Maybe we need to actually do like this because it's the family name and the William. This will be the long sleeve T-shirt of William. Then the rest of the shows will have the same. And some of them may want to have the black one. Now the black one is showing this black, this initial here. And we're going to be able to connect that later. Right now, we need to at least pick this image that looks really nice and save it to be the new main listing photo. So it's going to look nice on the front end right away. Instead of having a blank photo of a T-shirt, we're going to have this customized already. Always, you can click preview here, and you can right-click and save this as a listing image. For example, if you want to offer multiple names or options, you can save as many images as you want in this final revision instance. Also, in this instance, you can change the options again. If you repented and you want to change the order of the initial or the name or whatever, you can also edit the options again. But more important, you can edit the product details in Shopify. This is just saving you some time, but at least you can go straight to publishing without having to do much else. I'm going to call this the Merry Family Christmas. That's kind of different in the name. I always recommend changing the title of the product so it doesn't have the POD original name. And also here you can change the description if you want to. And all the variants here created, you can change the price. Now, if you don't want to change one by one, that if you're going to be changing all together, that's okay. You can always go to your Shopify backend and change this like any listing. Basically, this is just to save you some time. But I'm going to save this so I can change the name. The name will be updated here. And nothing else. We already have the image, so all we are left to do is publish. Saving as a draft will keep the product in draft mode until you decide to go active. Publish will make the product active in your store. Now, very important, you see how I get this message from Customily. It's telling me that I still don't have the API key of Gelato, meaning that I will not be able to fulfill automatically until I put the API key. I can still create the product. I can still use it in my store any way I want, but I will need to have the API key to send orders automatically for fulfillment. Otherwise, I will need to do that fulfillment manually. I'm going to say not now, but like that. And this is my new product in my store. There's no price yet, right? We need to fix that in Shopify, but I can change from black to white and also type whatever I want like this. It's still not showing, or showing black, of course, and we need to make sure that goes into white as well. So for that, we're going to check the backend of Customily. If we go, we are still in the start section again. If we go to products on the top here, also from the store section, because right now we are in the store section, I can see the list of my Shopify store products, every single product that I have, and I can filter them here by not linked to Customily. And you see I have some that not linked, and I have those linked. I can search for the one that I just created, like Merry, should say Merry Christmas Family, or Merry Family Christmas. That's the one we created last. So I'm going to pick this product that's in my store now. In fact, I can go to my backend here and find it as the last one created, also active, because it's I published that right away. And my vendor is Gelato, so everything checks out perfectly. Back in Customily, you see in this store section in the product settings, when I check specifically for a product, I can see which template is connected right now. I can click here to quickly open that template. And also I can see which options are linked to this product. So these two elements, the template and the option set, are loading on the front end. And that circles back to my original description of how Customily works. Every product, your product, or anything created by a POD or a product base will show like this, will have or can have any template connected, any option set connected. And if you have variants, you will see them listed here. You need to click to unwrap this, and you will see that we have two variants, the size, and we have the color. In the color, check it out, apparently we have an image position. How do we understand this image position 1, 2? There's a Customily function working with the variants. So if I click here, I will see that basically I have two dynamic images working with the variants. The object number 5 and object number 6. What are these dynamic images? Basically, this number 5 has the black and white T-shirt. So I can change colors like this because I have one white image and one black image. And also I have another image on top, which is number 6, that has all the wrinkles effect. So these two images are providing me with the mockup. What else can I do here? I can add more functions. Make sure I still do a lot of things with my variants. I'm going to add a function, and I'm going to call this function. I can connect to a text color, to a type of to a font option, dynamic images, colors, vectors, etc. I'm going to pick text color. Why? Because I want these variants to control the text, the color of the text. For that, I'm going to click here to jump straight to my template and open that template. See, this template is located in the template section, and I can rename it. I can edit, clone, delete, do whatever I want with this. It's already created and it's mine to do whatever I want. I'm going to edit this just to see how it's working. By default, the print area of this T-shirt is 305 by 406, and our square design has been fitted to be preserved on the print area. The text 2 is the initial, and that's very important because this ID number 2 is the information we actually need to put here. Remember, we created a text color, and Customily wants to know which text am I going to be modifying? Number 2. And the next question is, how am I going to modify? Well, basically, whenever I'm going to pick color here, whenever I choose the white T-shirt, I need to show this text in black. So option 1, white T-shirt will have one as color, which is black. And if I go to the second option, which is white, this will be triggered by the black variant. That's the logic you need to know, and that's all you need to know to make sure that the variant interaction will modify part of the customization. And so, just so you understand, this is the print part. Remember, this is the print area and the print size. And if I jump into the next section of my template, I will see the same design, but on the mockup. And I have one dynamic image that is ID 5, and I have the 2 choices, white and black. You see, these are just PNG images. And the mask is object number 6 and also has wrinkles. You see how wrinkles change, right? Like there. So my wrinkles will also create a special effect on the mockup. This is a full image, then the wrinkles will show up on top and it's going to look really like a realistic effect. But now you understand why we have image 5 and 6 connected to the variants as well. They need to change colors of the T-shirt. So let's scroll all the way down and save these new settings we created for the product. Nothing else has to be done. This is still linked, and this is still linked, and all we need to do is go find our product and refresh. Once you refresh, you can type in whatever you want, see this in black, but when you change this to the black T-shirt, it's going to change colors because we made that instruction in Customily. And that's how you put together a really quick and nice design with the trick of changing colors within the text, and customers don't have to do it themselves. It will do by default. Now it's time for us to open the Q&A part. How do you customize the image background behind the item in the preview? To customize the background, the white background of any mockup, what you need to do is basically in the template, the one we were just looking into here when we talk about the product colors and the mask, you just need to change this image because in the end, this is just an object that can hold one or many images. If you don't want to use the mask, it's okay. This is just providing you wrinkles. But you can change this by just uploading new images. If I have better looking images or mockups or with a context, all I have to do is come and find them. Even I can upload more than one color and see how everything changes. Of course, if we change the mockup, we may want to also unlock this and change the design to fit the reality of the print. By doing this, you see I still offer my colors like this and this, the white, the gray, and the black, right? I'm just changing the background image and presenting my design as well, but the mockup looks nicer like that. This doesn't change the print at all. We are just changing the previous settings to enhance the appealing of the product itself. In fact, if we click next here, before we save, we can double check that the print is looking like this and the preview, we just changed that. In fact, we can always test out that whatever we customize on the front end with the preview will reflect directly on the print file in Customily. That's the essence of how templates work. But this is just uploading new images that you have of your own product and mockup. Another question is how to create a multi-level design with different options of hair, skin color, gender, etc. For this, we would need to put together a new design. So let's head back to the My Design section and create a new design. Of course, you can use Customily designs, but one thing you can do is always put together your own assets. If you have your own hair clip art, your own bodies, skin colors, and whatever, you can still use the Design Studio for putting that up. You can even upload in libraries, which I'm going to show you now. But if you have images just around, by doing what I just did with the T-shirt, which is uploading images all together, you'll be able to put up like 10 different hairstyles and 10 different T-shirts and stuff. If you have them organized in libraries, that's even better because you can pick from libraries and start to check this in your library collection. I'm going to find, for example, a this kawaii style Christmas pants, man, sweaters, pants. Let me find a cartoon style. Okay, I like this one. This is going to be a Christmas clothes for the dog. Okay, so I'm going to check out this dog library. See, whenever I pick a library, all the images inside this library will start to show in here. And we have this dog, for example, that is part of Customily, but not only the number 2, but the 3, the 30, and I don't know, the 69 or the 72. There's a lot of dogs inside this particular library, and I can just create one, then come and create and pick the library again and create another one, just like that. Or, for example, we have clothes of the dogs, and we have a hat for the dogs. So let's bring up the hats. Let's see, always the first choice is empty, so you don't see anything by default until you start customizing. And you see, I can just come here and put together my own character using the Customily elements right there without any problem. Or I can now put another dynamic image and come and find a, say, for example, the man body, for example, like this, and this will be a new character I have. And I can put up the hairstyles and the clothing and T-shirt like that. Just remember, this is all coming from Customily because one day I created the product and then the design, and then I have all these available graphics here for me. It's the same for you. And full color frontal man, the Halloween suit, like that. Just so you see that I can come up with anything that I want using Customily graphics. Once you create one design from Customily, you have access to all the graphics that involve Customily, just like that. And you can fine-tune this any way you want. Once you're happy with that, this is your new character. And you can start playing around with this. Yes, and you can start playing around with this as well. See, everything is within the graphics of every single dynamic image. Let me check another question. I need clarification when creating a product and not selecting one of the PODs, but instead using Customily. How would the fulfillment process work? Well, in that case, if you go to the Start section, you can create your product bases. Product bases is basically when you have your own fulfillment. You have your own workshop, your own sublimation machine, for example, your own engraving machine. So you are in full control of the specs of your product, and you want to create listings in your store, combining the product information with designs that you want. Each combination of a product base and a design will create a new listing and a new template with options. So the fulfillment in those cases is basically, well, manual unless you develop your own automation tools. Why? Because every single purchase that you get in your store, in this case, Shopify or Etsy, will send the information to the backend of the e-commerce. If I check, for example, the order section, in this case, Shopify, I will see that each order that is made with Customily will show all the customization information one by one, which name, which skin color, which beard or hairstyle, and clothing as well. And after all the information is listed in line item properties, I have the unique ID as well as the preview link. So I know what the customer actually saw on the front end, and also the print file ready to be downloaded and fulfilled. So basically all you have to do is download from the original link, and you see how big this is, and send over to the machine for fulfillment. That's how your own products and process is managed. You can just access all the information always in the store order backend. And if I check the original size, you will see that Customily prints in extremely high quality. Not only these graphics, but whatever you set up as resolution and size will be replicated here, and you can just download and print. I really hope now you have things a bit more clear about how the app works and how you can create your own products using Customily. Remember, we have an excellent support team available to help you during your first steps and assist you with anything you need. If you need further help, don't hesitate to reach them via email, or you can open a live chat in the app during business hours. Also, you can join our Facebook communities where you can ask questions and share tips with other users of the app. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for joining, and we're going to be seeing you next Thursday with another live session. Have a great day.